Sunday morning.
We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal and the world is not the same. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never came. Don't shine a light in my face.
Nancy gonna cut you a check too late. 2 years after your funeral's paid, 2 years after the grave, she'll be a little stronger for all of the dollars she saved. Watching you wake, watching you cling to your family slipping away. Watch her do nothing but pray. Watch her condemn the Republicans, take them to brunch and then shrug it away. Now watch us be outraged half of a day, then pick a new hero to face our leaders and think they could beat them, playing the game they played since Pelosi had real human blood in her veins. They're all one and the same, sold off stocks and they all maintain that the risk was benign and the virus was tame. Flash forward and 40 Sunday mornings fade, 250,000 people in its wake and the cruise ship sailed today. So motherfucker, don't shine a light in my face. Wait.
Good morning. Sunday morning. Good morning.
Wait.
Sunday morning.
We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal and the world is not the same. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never came. Don't shine a light in my face. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never.
People still owe money. People still owe money. No. People still owe money. People still owe money.
It looks to me as though you learned to love your prison. I guess you'd say you made it your own. Who knew that freedom's such a difficult decision? I bet you finally feel like you're home. Home.
Right in the center where the halves meet. You were proud of incremental half speeds. You were getting down in the AOC dance line, hands tied, nodding to the backbeat. You'll Secret Service dive in front of any representative alive, being asked for the very bare minimum. And you'll turn into that same kind of hard right villain you detested should we mention they could ever muster maximum. Cause liberal denial's such a lofty ataraxia, where morals take a back seat, not up in the cab, but in hidden panels made by federal human traffickers. If you trust the autopilot, then you're just a sleeping passenger, passively accepting that it isn't us the bastards serve, making peace with all the evil walking on this rancid earth, seeking unity with those who bound your hands at birth, glancing up at fascists on a bloody dais thinking they just need a push. Not a holy man, but I'm praying for a burning bush. Yeah, I know you'd love to look away, but love, you need to look. There are many massacres the country manufactured that will never make the books. Now here's your fucking hook.
It looks to me as though you learned to love your prison. I guess you'd say you made it your own. Who knew that freedom's such a difficult decision? I bet you finally feel like you're home.
Home on the range of excuses. Justify some fracking, water down pollution, paint a fresh coat of bipartisan charm over backroom collusion. Your consent is being manufactured by illusions, marketing executives in federal seclusion, working day and night to keep you just the side of lucid. and 2 beat down for calling out abuses. So fuck all these progressives who can speak on revolution once they empty all your powder out and spit on all your fuses. I prefer to judge a leader not by quality of tweets, but the 6-figure book deals she chooses. Donors he betrays, and donors that he'd gladly take a bullet before he refuses. Slogans he reuses, buzzwords he produces, then he spews like mucus. Well, 2 can play at that. So here's the inner dialogue of every time I snap, and it's fine-tuned to ruthless. And saying politics are useless. Just a bunch of loose lips tweeting cute shit, power suits, taxpayer booze trips. Bunker at the ready when the shoe flips. And there will be no news clips. There will just be...
People still owe money. People still owe money. No.
It looks to me as though you learned to love your prison. I guess you'd say you made it your own. Who knew that freedom's such a difficult decision? I bet you finally feel like you're home. Home.
People still owe money. People still owe money.
Fate demanded I be singer of a new ballad about the candidate you wanted like a finger in your fruit salad, but were made to choke down. And never mind he didn't have supporters on the ground. Never mind a website that gave volunteers the runaround, and a platform, a policy that followed Biden's lead and didn't make a fucking sound. And then he takes the crown. Now that's ascension into power by immaculate election, cause no one really wanted it and no one should have trusted it. But don't you try to question it, cause Joe is not a fan of questions. But Joe is a fan of pointing fingers right in people's faces. Or if they're not in public spaces, Joe will try to poke a finger everywhere I won't mention. Joe's soul is molded and beholden more to power than the list of fucking speakers at the DNC convention, who gave us all a show of keeping AOC at bay, just so everyone can say they tried to censor her dissension. But if you still believe the progressives we've elected give a shit if we're protected, there's a bridge I'd like to sell you in a parallel dimension. You know they're just tech savvier with media relations, propagandist Instagram and public obfuscation. Better suited to assure you that they're here to have a conversation. Better suited to assure you they aren't actively supporting your eviction and your slide into starvation. Better suited to assure you they can tweet about your needs and offer hope and motivation while you drift into the weeds, but they partnered with the moccasins and gators and the reeds. You damn sure get a portion of our meat. So, love me or leave me or mislead me to decree. Honey, you won't want to hear it, so I'll try to say it sweet. The squad are not your buddies, they are simply more discreet. The GOP will kill you on your feet. Dems and fake progressives do it in your sleep. Anyone can recognize a nation's needs and put it in a tweet. But coming from a leader in a seat of power really shows they know they're obsolete. GOP will kill you on your feet. Dems and fake progressives do it in your sleep. The squad are not your buddies, they are simply more discreet. You won't want to hear it, so I'll try to say it sweet.
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry. My favorite songs don't hit the same way. I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking, what did they actually say? So I try to sit down with my wife and watch TV, but I just see propaganda elevating the police in the simplest of sitcom banter and tiny little altars full of offerings to corporate masters in every well-planned wide pan shot of the name brand stocking up the pantry. Pull back one long tracking shot out to the garage to the logo on the Camry. Nice tight shot of the Camry. Close-up view of the Camry, slow pan up on the Camry, long slow zoom to the unmoving human who's up in the front with the tube pumping fumes to him straight from the back of the Camry. Ashamed he just could not provide for himself, let alone for his family. It's a blue pill mindset that spent 2020 making dance beats. I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride, and thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry. Ignorance is bliss, which explains why a lot of us are so fucking happy. Quick to take the trip for all its trappings. Never one to ask what's up, what's going on, or God forbid what's happening. A lot of us would strap into the ride and then spit right in the eye of the guy whose job it is to snap your fastenings. But maybe we're all born with that capacity. Maybe each of us comes standard with humor, compassion, malice, and audacity. Some of us are blind to the system, but some see it fine and say this is how it has to be. Some of us can stare wide-eyed at a nationwide human catastrophe and only offer platitudes and recipes. And I wish that I could tell myself that nothing's worth obsessing past my everyday necessities. I wish that I could cry fake news over anything that threatened me, tune out our abuses and consume a little levity. Wish that I could offer up my son a smoother destiny. Wish I had some better...
IndependentLeft.news. Indie.
What's up, Indie?
Indie News Network.
Indie. I get news from Independent Left.
IndependentLeft.news.
IndependentLeft.news.
Indie Left Media.
Independent Left News.
Indie Left.
Independent Left News.
Independent Left Media.
Indie Media.
Indie Left.
Indie.
Indie.
Indie Left News.
Indie Left.
Hi, Indie!
Indie Left News.
Subscribe to Indie News Network.
We're world building.
Your way of assisting, I feel like, is really cool.
IndependentLeft.news.
Independent Left News.
I'm a huge fan.
He created INN.
The founder of Independent News Network.
Indie is the founder of Indie News Network.
Thank you, IndependentLeft.news. A huge thank you and shout out to Indie Left.
Everyone check out Indie Left News.
Hey, Indie Left.
IndependentLeft.news.
Indie.
Hi, Indie.
Indie Left. Indie Left News.
Indie News.
Independent Media.
Independent Left News has done an amazing job.
God, that makes me smile every time I see it. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
What's up, fam?
What's up, fam?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. It's Sunday night. It's 10 o'clock, and we're doing a little Harry Carry. Jimmy, how are you, Jimmy? Sunderland, welcome. What? That's doing some funny segments over there and some good stuff. Good new show. Wow. We got 20 some odd people. This is great. How did we miss that? How did we miss that? Holy mackerel. What's happening, dude? I got Reef next to me.
Not much, man.
It's Indy.
Yeah. I made soup. And
you're very proud of your
soup. I was hungry
soup.
and I made soup.
You're very proud of your soup. And I'm very proud of you.
I was hungry and I wanted something warm and soup. And so I made soup.
I'm very proud of you.
What? Thank you.
So
this chicken and rice is delicious.
That's good.
People need to know the news.
I was in Vegas this week. I got to travel. I got to meet Pasta and Steve. Holy crap. It's been a wild week. We were out
I thought
late.
What happens there stays there.
Well, I did stay there. I just said who I met. I didn't say what happened. But I did
But that's what happened.
That's what happened. So,
you met people. That's
anyway,
what happened.
yes, I actually met my first lefty friends in like 2.5 years. It was incredible, and shout out to them, and it was awesome. I had such a good time with them. Anyway, welcome everybody. It's Sunday night. It's How Do We Miss That? So welcome everybody to How Do We Miss That? We are a show and podcast streaming live on Rockfin, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Facebook, Twitter, Odyssey, Telegram. Wow, I got through that fast. Sunday nights, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, is for my friends out on the West Coast in Vegas. Available on all your podcast platforms, though I know I'm a couple of weeks behind, and I got to get that up to speed, and we'll put tonight's up there too with the last two. It's co-hosted by me. I'm Indy. You can see on the microphones, but for everyone on the podcast, I'm Indy. I'm the founder and editor of Independent Left News and IndieMedia.today, which is our Substack. And then I got this guy sitting next to me, and he's Reef Breland. He's a technical director for INN. He's the host of Reefer After Dark and the host of INN News. And we are both the founding members of Indie News Network, a collaborative family of 23 independent content creators, the largest independent network on the internet, as far as I know. All the stories that you're going to see tonight were featured in IndependentLeft.news or IndieLeft.news between Sunday and Friday this week. It is totally impossible to keep up with this crazy fire hose of all this developing news and all week long. But these are just like four stories with 6 articles out of the hundreds that I could find. Please make sure share this link. Looks like we got about 20 some odd people. We're live on Rockfin again. Go to rockfin.com/IND Left News, and you can find us over there. It's ad free. I love that because it's ad free. If you don't have YouTube Premium, I hear they're ramping up the ads. No ads over on the Rockfin. There is a premium thing for $9.99. Most of the videos on the platform are actually free. A few of them are premium. You get all the premium for the $9.99 a month that you spend for one channel. It's kind of a great deal. Even if you do get premium, even if not, you're going to get access to most of the content. Anyway, please again make sure share the link, like, stream, subscribe to our channels on all the platforms where you watch and listen. Thank you so much to our volunteers. You got Big Mad Crab who made our thumbnail, and we'll show that in a minute. We got Jimmy Sunderland who made that amazing trailer that it makes me smile every time I hear it and see it. And congratulations to JB Font. You saw JB Font in the trailer. JB became a great uncle today. I saw some
and he made it to 2K.
And he made it 2K. Shout out to our brother JB.
Trying to get him to 3K.
Trying to get JB to 10K. Are you kidding? Thank you so much to Phantomos Phanto for all the video editing clips. He does great work on that. Fred Edward over on the Twitters and the Facebook, and Resident Skeptic Chris Gilman over on Instagram and over on Twitter as well. And even Matt Cusick. We got so many people. Willie Bragg has been helping out, and he did some nice shout outs for INN this week. So thank you so much to Willie. We appreciate that. Again, the podcast of this stream is available for free to download on all your favorite platforms. That's anchor.fm/independent left news. You got to spell that all out. Again, it's on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify. Just search for How Did We Miss That? Subscribe, and you can leave us a 5-star rating anywhere. That'd be really cool. Oh, I see we got Care Bear here. We got Warren here, Extra Booyah, Kelly. Thank you to our Patreons. By the way, patreon.com/IND Left News if you want to subscribe monthly and support our work that we're doing both with the shows. We got Friends of Indie Left. We're doing the Substack almost every day. We've got the daily newsletter. There's so much going on. I can't even. And then you've got the whole network stuff on top of all that. Anthony Malecki, welcome, brother. Nikki, Radical Leftist Agenda, and now Nikki Chika. I guess she's changed it over to. I think that's how you're supposed to say that, right? Nikki Chika. Eric T. Red. We got all our patrons. I'm sure Les Bones is in there somewhere. Lewis Yipper99. Thank you, everybody. Gamer Gotcha for life. So good to see you. I saw you. We've been seeing each other in every stream lately. Velvet Trance, welcome. That's a new name I haven't seen before. Maybe last week.
Spooky.
Spoopy.
Spooky.
Oh, that's Spoopy.
It's Spoopy.
Right. Spoopy. Okay. And Rick Solis, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. I'm guessing Joe's going to be along sometime. Yeah, JB, 9 pounds, 11 ounces. That's a monster.
I think that's Nachika, I think is how you do that. Anyway, go ahead.
My son was 9 pounds, and he's got a monstrous-sized dome. So
Baby
let
Jesus?
me tell you. Yeah,
monster-sized dome? Okay.
Baby something. So, yeah, okay. We're 8 minutes in. Let's get to actually some stories here. All right. Check it out.
9 pound, 10 ounce.
Warren. See, I've got Warren chat.
What's up, Imp?
Look at what Warren did. See, that's not so bad actually. What do you think of that? What do you think of that chat? That's a little different. Or maybe I did that last time. I don't remember. Anyway, we're sharing restream chats, so therefore, when Warren changes the chat, I have to change it back if I want to, and I forgot to. So we're all good anyway. So we got our thumbnail again that Big Mad Crab made. Shout out to Crab for that. And we've got our toxic tap water. That's the last thing we're going to get to. Rampant federal corruption. We got our activists that we're going to talk about first, and then the rail workers. So let's get into it. First story. Talking about the acquittal of activists. Now, I've asked a couple people, have you heard about what happened with the Smithfield activists and them being acquitted? And everyone I heard said no. So I'm like, well, that sounds like a story for how did we miss that? So
the glove must have fit.
Acquittal of activists who
or didn't fit.
Dying piglets from Smithfield sets a right to rescue precedent. Well, I know you're a huge animal lover, and right to rescue, I think, is near and dear to a lot of activist hearts. And these are the two guys for direct action that did this. And so they literally defended themselves, and you'll hear the story. It's really heartwarming. I want you to acquit us as a matter of conscience, the defendant said. There's a big difference between stealing and rescue. And opponents of factory farms again and cruelty celebrated last Saturday night, when jurors acquitted 2 activists who are each facing up to 5.5 years in prison on felony burglary and theft charges stemming from the 2017 removal of a pair of sick piglets from a Smithfield Foods factory farm in Utah. How about that? The not guilty verdict, a landmark decision establishing the legal right to rescue distressed animals in need of care, is the culmination of more than 5-year pursuit that multiple agencies, including the FBI and the Utah Attorney General's office. Okay. That's crazy. Rescuing animals is not a crime. And again, shout out to Kenny Stancil, Common Dreams, an Indie Media Award winner, award honoree. And we really appreciate the work that Common Dreams does. As Bolotnikova, I'm butchering her name, I'm sure. Okay, this person for The Intercept. The case began after the activists published undercover footage revealing gruesome conditions at Smithfield, the nation's largest pork producer, which is in violation of Utah's 2012 ag-gag law, criminalizing the collection of evidence of animal abuse and other illegal activities on factory farms. Wait, it's illegal to collect evidence about this, even if it's happening, even if it's a crime. Yes, that's the truth. Yep. What? Yeah, I need that Jimmy sound.
Yep.
Wayne Suing and Paul Picklesheimer. That's a real name, Picklesheimer.
Wait. We cannot just blow past a pig story with Picklesheimer. Like,
he's one of the rescuers.
All we need is like cheddar now.
He's one of the heroes from Direct Action Everywhere. Okay, they rescued 2 dangerously underweight piglets, whom they named Lily and Lizzie, from Circle 4 Farms in Beaver County in March 2017. The men took the piglets to receive emergency veterinary care, and then transported them to an animal sanctuary in Colorado. How nice.
Would Lizzie be Thin Lizzie in this case, as they're underweight?
Well, once they bulked her up, they would call her Liz O, wouldn't they? Oh,
Oh, that's even worse.
Sorry, guys.
I thought mine was bad.
Sorry, guys.
I thought mine was bad.
I got dad jokes. All right. So cheers erupted in the courtroom on Saturday when Judge Jeffrey Wilcox, thank you, Judge Wilcox, announced the jury's unanimous decision to acquit both defendants following more than 7 hours of deliberation. Trial had to be moved from Beaver County to neighboring Washington County after activists endured threats of violence and intimidation from local authorities, prompting a civil rights lawsuit. Yeah, the cops did threaten these guys too. They just let a guy.
Yes, they did.
They just let a guy who walked into the factory farm and took 2 piglets out without the consent of Smithfield walk out of the courtroom free. That's what he told reporters outside the courthouse in St. George, Utah. If it can happen in southern Utah, it can happen anywhere. That's awesome.
Yes.
Right? During his closing remarks to jurors, suing, like literally, Seung. See, again, I butchered the names. Wayne Seung, another hero.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got Picklestein and Seung, a former Northwestern law visiting professor, represented himself at trial. I don't actually want you to acquit us on a legal technicality. I want you to acquit us as a matter of conscience. There's a big difference between stealing and rescue. And if you help establish the right to rescue, he told the jury, companies will be a little more compassionate to creatures under their stewardship. Governments will be a little more open. What?
Go ahead. You're fine.
Oh, governments will be a little more open to animal cruelty complaints. And maybe a little pig like Lily won't have to starve to death on the floor of a factory farm. So, these guys pointed out in a statement that a most likely character witness, Rick Pittman, testified in support of the defendants on Friday. Pittman is the owner of Norbist, a turkey farming company in Utah, in which Seung and Picklesheimer previously investigated and were charged for before striking up a friendship and annual Thanksgiving turkey rescue tradition. During cross-examination, Utah Assistant AG Janice Macinus asked Pittman if Seung's actions had caused him financial harm. He said, "There's a difference between stealing a turkey and rescuing a turkey who's suffering." Well, the case had been criticized by legal scholars as unconstitutional and politically motivated, given Utah AG's Sean Reyes' possible financial ties to Smithfield. So this almost sounds a little bit like what happened to Donziger, where you've got the judge and the prosecutors in the pocket of Chevron that are being told by the company to prosecute and to keep this guy under wraps. So, quote, state and federal authorities have consistently shielded factory farms from transparency and accountability, said an attorney who's been involved in every successful effort to overturn ag statutes in the United States. That's a pretty powerful guy. In nearly 2 decades of legal work, this case is one of the most egregious I've seen in terms of denying defendants' constitutional right to a rigorous defense. Although Seung and Picklesheimer documented dead and dying piglets in piles of feces and blood and claimed the 2 piglets they removed were injured, sick, and starving, Wilcox ruled in February that video of the rescue and any evidence of the condition of the animals is barred because it might arouse horror in the jury. The horror. Yeah, that makes me think of Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now going, think of piles of little arms. I mean, that's literally what they're talking about. You know, companies will be a little more compassionate now to creatures under their stewardship. Governments will be a little more open to animal cruelty complaints. And as the writer explained on Saturday, citing previous reporting by The Intercept, the FBI in August 2017 chased the piglets across state lines and raided the sanctuary where they were living, bringing with them veterinarians who sliced off a piece of Lizzie's ear to perform a DNA test and confirm that she was the property of Smithfield Foods. The animals were not removed from the sanctuary.
Wait.
Yes.
Why is the Intercept? How did the Intercept get here?
They report on this back in 2017. That's when they were actually doing decent reporting. Like when Glenn was there.
The FBI in August.
And they had already.
Why does the Intercept always get FBI and CIA source material? Can we? It's real interesting.
They do a lot.
Anyway,
they do a lot of FOIA requests. That's what they'd say. Now, the animals were not removed from the sanctuary, still live there to this day, but they confirmed that they actually were the animals that were taken and that they were the property, meaning that they actually did walk in there and quote unquote stole those animals, which is what they were being charged with, and now they've been acquitted. Prosecutors allege that the baby pigs, who were barely a week old when the activists removed them, were worth $42.20 each, or $84.40 in total to Smithfield.
Yeah.
The U.S.-based pork producer is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Hong Kong-based pork company WH Group, which reported $24 billion of revenue in 2019.
I mean, this is around the same time that, like, I think Hormel was getting a ton of stuff happening to them too.
$24 billion
people were getting video of what was happening there, and it was pretty fucking terrible.
A $24 billion company prosecuting two guys, animal activists, over $84.40 worth of pigs. Okay, professor at UC Hastings Law, who testified in favor of the activists, told The Intercept that Smithfield has an enormous amount of financial interests that are wrapped up in this. They have an enormous amount to lose if this trial becomes public, and they cannot afford, or maybe they think they cannot afford, to give an inch to these people. Pig rescue occurred during an investigation to uncover whether Smithfield had followed through on its pledge to stop using 2-foot by 7-foot gestation crates that make it impossible for pregnant pigs to turn around.
Yeah, Jon Stewart talked about that a long time ago.
Okay. Seung Picklesheimer and 3 others who pleaded out the case discovered rows of pregnant pigs confined to such cages despite the company's promise to swear off of them. Evidence from the probe has been used in a lawsuit against Smithfield for misleading consumers, and it sparked nationwide protests against Costco, one of Smithfield's major buyers. The animal rights activists also found a facility packed with farrowing crates, similar to gestation crates, but with just enough additional room to fit nursing piglets, where female pigs are moved when they're ready to give birth. Okay. The group found dead and rotting piglets inside the facility, as well as visibly ill and injured ones like Lily and Lizzie. Gross. This is all again from The Intercept. So, shout out to activists, man. That's a great story. And again, we don't get too many good stories and positive things where you get the courts being good to, it's not really the court, but a jury ruling in favor to not prosecute, or to literally, like, these guys could have been fined. They could have been sent to jail. There's criminal shit involved here.
Yeah.
You know? So I do have another, this is going to be a longer story, and this is about housing advocates, and I started cutting this one, and it just kept going and going and going and going, and I'm like, wow, this is our vegetables we're going to have to eat tonight. So I'm telling you now, stick with us, because this is a good one, but this is really important, because this is how activists are making the right to housing a reality. Like, from waging nonviolence, and we like to certainly wage nonviolence, blocking the street outside the court in Brooklyn to extend the eviction moratorium. People still owe money. Shout out again.
Still owe money.
Shout out again to Jesse Jett. We played. What did we play tonight for the first time? There was a one of the songs that we'd put up that we had not previously put up, and it's got Franco shouting at AOC and Cori Bush, people still owe money. So what's going on? Backed by faith communities, the housing justice movement is racking up wins against landlords and banks profiting off of what should be a human right. So we're going to hear about this story about April Lewis. She's in a housing fight again. This time she's pushing to keep dozens of families from being put out of a Charlotte extended stay motel that's scheduled to be shut down in a matter of weeks. Such motels cost as much as $500 each week. Expensive
each
week. Expensive compared to long-term housing, but many of these families are living paycheck to paycheck or on fixed incomes and have no other option. Why? Because they can't afford the move-in costs for an apartment. Landlords want upfront rent and utilities and a security deposit, and now they're making even more people pay for rental insurance. Now they want first and last, and utility and sometimes 2.5 months rent just to move in. Others stay at the motel because they're shut out of traditional housing due to a past eviction or criminal record. Now, I have a friend, a Facebook friend. Her name is Kate, and she is currently homeless. And she's dealing with, and she's in Oceanside. I've been trying to help her, and I have not, unfortunately, been able to do enough to help her. But it is a real problem, and it's one that is continuing to grow in this country. And one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this. Some simply can't.
Sad.
It's really sad. It's heartbreaking because she's
yep.
She lost her husband, she lost her pet, and then she lost her place to live, and now she's out on the street and completely like starting to lose it because of her mental state of grief. And there's no relief. It's really hard. So some simply can't find a suitable place to live in a time when rental vacancies are at historic lows, right? Because rents are jacked up, can't find a place you can afford. What are you going to do? The good news for the motel residents is that this is not Lewis's first fight. An organizer for Action North Carolina, Lewis coordinated cancel rent protests at the local courthouse in the early days of COVID pandemic, led tenants in chants of housing is human right at various government meetings, and organizers canvassing in phone banks, pulling together tenants to advocate for their rights. God's work. Current focus is calling out corporate landlords like the one in Charlotte who was repeatedly cited for refusing to address rampant mold, vermin, and dangerous wiring. Really bugs me. In early September, Lewis and other tenants joined with other organizations that, like Action North Carolina, are affiliated with Center for Popular Democracy, make an uninvited appearance at the Washington, D.C. meeting of a trade association of corporate landlords. Dozens of tenants took over a conference room, poured themselves glasses of the fancy lemon and orange-infused water, and chanted, "Corporate landlord, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side." I love it. All right. "We go everywhere," Lewis said. "We not only go door to door, we do banner drops and disrupt official meetings. Just be there and be loud so they can't ignore what's happening to these tenants." Lewis has fought for her own housing, too. That's always how it works. A single mom, she more than once had to scramble to keep from being evicted despite working 2 and sometimes 3 jobs. The rent kept going up, and so I had to be pretty crafty just so I could keep my daughter housed. When Lewis later began working with youth and families as a counselor, the challenges they shared with her kept coming back to housing, far and away the top expense at most U.S. households, right? And right now, again, with costs escalating everywhere, the tenants she works with are not alone. More than 10 million U.S. renters report being behind on their rent. That's an imminent risk of eviction. I know of 3 or 4 people who I've spoken to in the last week, people who we all know that are concerned and are housing unstable right now. 65% of those behind on their rent are also people of color. These Americans desperately need housing assistance, but unlike Medicaid or SNAP food stamps, federal housing programs are not an entitlement. Families and individuals may qualify for housing help, but they only get that assistance if there's supply available, and it's usually not available. Only 1 in 4 eligible persons are able to receive a federal housing subsidy, leaving over 8 million households eligible but unsupported. As grim as those numbers are, they may soon be getting worse. Because rent prices on average rose more than 16% during 2021 and went up more than 20% in some cities, which we also know. Orlando specifically, we know has had.
Yep.
A recent study by the US GAO found that every $100 in average monthly rent increases is associated with a 9% increase in homelessness. So it's no surprise that by mid this year, homeless shelters were reporting a surge in people asking for help, with wait lists doubling and tripling as a result. And then you've got corporate landlords and, of course, housing racism. So the U.S. is often referred to as having free market economic system, but housing in this country doesn't remotely resemble an unfettered market. Federal, state, and local governments have eagerly assumed roles as major players in the housing business. Problem is that the government's heavy hand in housing is usually placed on the scales on the side of the wealthy. As we probably know, that over the past decade, corporations have taken advantage of significant tax breaks to dramatically increase their holdings of both multi-unit rental properties and residential homes. Institutional owners or corporations or LLCs now own the majority of all U.S. rental units and 80% plus of the properties with 25 or more units. I don't think that's much of a surprise. Even people that are individuals put those buildings into LLCs or corporations.
Yep.
As Lewis and others familiar with U.S. rental homes can attest, this is a problem. Yes, I agree. Corporations are demonstrably more eager to evict and less responsive to maintenance needs than similar landlords. Tenants struggle with out-of-state landlords that leave mold unaddressed, broken appliances, windows unrepaired, trash not picked up, and even fail to pay water and other services. And too often they can blame people living there, like saying they don't keep their homes clean. Corporate landlords should be regulated like banks. Why not?
Which banks aren't regulated now, but yeah, I feel you.
So, U.S. housing dysfunction is grounded in the long legacy of racist housing practices. Of course, we're talking about during the early and mid 20th century, the federal government used home ownership subsidies to benefit whites and exclude blacks, while restrictive covenants prevented blacks from moving to the neighborhoods where mortgages were easier to obtain. That's redlining. With home ownership, the top means for accumulating wealth in the U.S., generations of housing and income discrimination has left black home ownership rates and wealth far below those of their white counterparts. Housing racism is the core reason why U.S. white households have on average 10x the wealth of black households. And the trends continue today. The current scourge of absentee corporate landlords and speculative purchasing of homes is disproportionately visited on black and brown communities, and is a trend reminiscent of corporate purchases made in those same communities during the Great Recession of 07 to 09, when during the recession, black household wealth, much of it dependent on home values, fell nearly 50%. And that all leads to grimly predictable outcomes. Great. Black families are more than twice as likely to be renters as white families, and among renters, black families are far more likely to be evicted than white renters, with black women and children the most likely of all to be thrown out of their home. Yeah, because let's do that. Just monsters. Yep. Absolute monsters. Nearly 1 in 5 black or Hispanic children have experienced eviction by age 15. Wow.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. Anyway.
A lot of things in housing haven't changed since the Jim Crow era. To address it, we have to address the racism. So, what are we doing about this? So the good thing is we've got people, activists like April Lewis, who have the public's attention. Polls show both a great deal of contemporary concern about housing. Well, because they mostly out of selfishness, because they don't want to see homeless people on the side of the road, but also out of compassion for wanting to see people get off the street and get into homes and be safe and have privacy and so many other things that go along, a shower and running water. Housing, commitment to remedying the problem, right? A 2021 survey showed that 2/3 of Americans growing in metropolitan areas are extremely or very concerned about homelessness and the high cost of housing, ranking it as their top priority. Quote, housing is the most critical component for a successful community. A lot of issues we're struggling with, like crime, are connected to people not being able to stay housed. Sure. At a more individual level, housing insecurity is associated with all manner of health crises, from asthma and heart disease to violence and suicide. If you are not secure in your housing, your mental health is in jeopardy. And actually, we talked about my friend Kate. You're always stressing. You're always at level 10 because you're fighting for housing. I can tell you myself that me sitting here in a comfortable position in my housing, my thought patterns are way better than when I was struggling to stay housed. I also want to mention, how sometimes folks like this, they get a storage locker because they don't have a place to keep their stuff. And then it's getting to and from the storage locker and being able to afford a cell phone and a storage locker so that you can at least afford to exist in this world. I mean, without ID and without, I mean, again, a lot of them don't even have enough for a storage locker and to put their stuff, a place for my stuff, as the legend George Carlin famously had talked about. Again, this is like I said, this is a little bit of vegetables, but we're gonna get through this, and we got not much more. But it should be no surprise that surveys show that 3/4 of Americans agree with the tenants' chance in Charlotte and around the nation. Safe, secure housing should be considered a human right. Again, this sounds like the Medicare for all argument. Everybody agrees, but somehow it's not happening. Those Americans are not content for that right to be an abstraction. The vast majority of people expressing support of housing as a human right also support expanded government programs to make that right a reality. Federal level housing efforts include Ilhan Omar's Homes for All Act, which would devote $1 trillion to building 12 million new, permanently affordable public and social housing units. How much profit is there for developers in that? It would also,
I doubt very much,
repeal the Faircloth Amendment, which in 1998 responded to the deterioration of public housing by blocking new public housing construction. What? Yeah. The National Low Income Housing Coalition is leading a housed campaign in the U.S. in the middle of housed to expand rental assistance to every eligible household and create a national housing stabilization fund to provide emergency help. Meanwhile, there's a robust and successful activism going on at the state and local level. There is robust and successful activism going on at the state and local levels, which is great. Activists using tactics ranging from occupying vacant buildings to canvassing to pushing ballot initiatives have won commitments for expanded affordable housing support in cities like Minneapolis, Oakland, Philly, San Fran, Baltimore, Los Angeles. Community activists are engaged in current housing campaigns in Vegas and New York. Rent control advocacy is ongoing in California, Florida, Michigan, with a recent rent control victory in Minnesota. Right? San Francisco is now requiring landlords to recognize and meet with tenant associations or face mandated rent reduction. Activists in cities like Indianapolis are persuading their local governments to follow the European example of directing public real estate and public funding to social housing. Amazing. Religious communities are engaged with the movement also. The Federal Housed Campaign is joined by Catholic Charities USA, the Union for Reform Judaism, and the national leadership of the Episcopal and Methodist churches. I wonder if they've invited any Muslim organizations. My guess would be probably not, but they should.
Yeah, I agree.
As for the Action North Carolina housing effort in Charlotte, it counts as a key ally. St. Martin's Episcopal Church. We should call up Matthew Ho running for Senate in North Carolina, see if he's involved with these guys at all. Several homeless people live on the downtown Charlotte grounds of St. Martin's, and the congregation welcomes and supports them. After a group visit to the local eviction court and conversations with several of the Action North Carolina leaders, the congregation decided to focus on housing justice. We wanted to see how we could be of help before a family becomes evicted or someone becomes homeless, Mission Board President Kay Miller said. Great, thank goodness. So St. Martin's parishioners have staffed a tenant crisis hotline and recruited pro bono attorneys to help families facing eviction. That's awesome. A new team is pulled together to do phone canvassing of tenants living in some of the worst corporate-owned housing in Charlotte. They're discussing the possibility of following other churches' leads and helping low-income homeowners pay off property tax bills and fines that often causes a family to lose a home, and even exploring how to help create more affordable housing units. I give credit to the people of St. Martin's for showing us how community and faith-based groups can really help the movement, Lewis said. I try to push faith groups into action, not just praying. They're definitely taking action. They're offering more than thoughts and prayers. And social, not-for-profit housing is the last section that we're dealing with here. So, again, a common theme of activism, right, is the need to move away from expectations that the private for-profit market will solve our crisis. And again, I think a lot of the capitalist movement, quote unquote, the people who don't have capital but are so gung-ho for capitalism, this is where they step in. So the big picture and KYT, I don't remember, I butcher names, has written in her book, Race for Profit, is that entrusting a human right to profit-seeking entities will inevitably lead to suffering. Right? Satisfying basic human needs like the provision of shelter, medical treatment, water, or even education run counter to businesses' objective of maximizing return on investment or simply making money. One of the most pressing questions has been how to secure the provision of safe, sound, affordable, and decent housing for everyone. The obstacles to that goal have always been businesses' bottom line. Right? So increasingly, activists have been able to convince state and city governments that Taylor's right. The private housing market will never meet the needs of everyone in their communities. States like Rhode Island, Hawaii, and Colorado are investing in building government-run housing, as are communities like Montgomery County, Maryland. What? Yeah. Governments at all levels hold the power to solve the housing crisis. They can raise revenue for subsidized housing by taxing high-end housing and housing speculation. They can tightly regulate for-profit housing activity and exercise eminent domain, especially on vacant or distressed corporate properties. Governments can significantly increase the resources and power of public land banks to acquire property and transfer or develop it into affordable housing, pass Community Opportunities to Purchase Act, or COPA legislation, right, which gives them the first rights of land purchase to tenants and the community. It's interesting. So the community actually can buy back the land from the corporations if it's not being developed, and then figure out what to do with it themselves. Governments can then subsidize those organizations' development, right, and maintenance efforts via public housing finance agencies. So literally, like, the government can support all of this if we figure out how to do it and navigate the paperwork. Housing activists' demands like these are often framed with the term social housing. Social housing is publicly owned by either the government or nonprofit organizations that respond to democratic control by residents. It's decommodified, protected from the profiteering of the private market, and affordable for the life of the building or unit with no expiration date. Social housing sees housing as a human right, not as a commodity or wealth-building tool. Like public education, public safety, our justice system, and infrastructure like roads and sewers and water, social housing recognizes that a place to live is a good that is too important to be left dependent on whether a family has enough money to ensure a profit to a private landlord or bank. Wow, what a novel concept. April Lewis, she helped advise Center for Popular Democracy in its manifesto in support of social housing published in March of this year. In Minnesota and New York, activist pressure led to corporate-owned properties being converted to community ownership, while public dollars for affordable housing are being raised in San Francisco via taxes on high-end real estate. How interesting. COPA legislation is passed or is pending in multiple states and communities, including D.C. and Portland. Baltimore Community Advocacy successfully forced the creation of a housing trust fund, and North Dakota, Philly, and California now have public banks to fund social housing. We got to do something. One social housing approach enjoying significant current momentum is community land trusts, which have a legacy that traces back to Black-owned projects like the new communities that grew out of the Southern U.S. civil rights movement. In a community land trust, the nonprofit trust retains ownership of the land while the resident purchases the house on it. The purchase cost is lowered due to the discount for not buying the land, and the purchase is often supported with subsidies. In addition, for the reduced price and the subsidy, the resident's resale price is limited in order to make sure the home is permanently affordable. And there are now over 225 community land trusts in the United States, with local governments supporting them by acquiring land and buildings from private ownership and transferring title to the trusts to develop and manage. Why? The rationale behind all these campaigns is simple. Okay, so a housing organizer for the CPD says, we just need to prioritize renters the way we've been doing for landlords. If there's a will, there's definitely a way. Right? And again, an impressive history of housing activism supports her optimism. This is really cool because in nations like Finland and France and Singapore, they have far more affordable housing and far less homelessness than the United States. There are other models we can follow. The impressive social housing track record in those and other nations came about because of advocacy, including tenant and labor union campaigns in Sweden, grassroots organizing in Germany, for expropriating corporate landlord property, right? Activists occupying banks and homes in Spain, a broad socialist movement in Austria, Finland, Germany, South Africa, France, Netherlands, multiple countries. They created legal rights to housing and followed up the pronouncements with the programs to ensure their enforcement. How about that? Like, housing as a legal right is actually a legal right in some countries around the world. Did you know that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. In Scotland, for example, which has enshrined a right to housing in its constitution and legislation, homelessness is brief, rare, and a non-recurring phenomenon. Okay?
Even Glasgow.
Even Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Right? The U.S. has its own record of successful housing activism. Rent strikes, community organizing led to rent control measures in 200 plus U.S. cities. Activism created the momentum for the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act in 1975, the Community Reinvestment Act in 1977, Dodd-Frank in 2010, right? St. Louis rent strike in 1969, first and still largest public housing rent strike, helped shape the Brooke Amendment of 1969. What's the Brooke Amendment? It capped public housing tenants' rent and increased federal subsidies for housing. Pretty important. Like other U.S. housing activism, the St. Louis strike had deep connections to faith communities. The strike was led in part by United Church of Christ minister Buck Jones and buttressed by broad support from the local religious congregations because they organize. They have the people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shared theme among these movements. We can and must reclaim our housing system from those whose sole mission is to extract as much money as possible from people who need a roof over their heads to survive. It's a theme April Lewis keeps in mind as she fights alongside her fellow tenants. Our activism is radical, not violent, she said. You know, the violence is what's happening to these tenants, 100%. The bills keep coming, and they're increasing, but of course we know wages are not. And then she repeated what tenants across the nation, in public meetings, corporate events, and street protesters are saying. At the end of the day, the rent is too damn high. Guy actually ran for mayor of New York City on that. And we are through our vegetables. Woohoo! Okay. So, housing does need to be a human right. We should make it illegal for hedge funds and private equity to buy up all the housing like they're doing. But then again, hedge funds and private equity have bought up our Congress and the corporations too. So I don't know how we're going to do that, but so there's a lot of positivity.
We've talked about a ton of like tenant unions and stuff like that recently. I know me and Colin have. I think there was a group, and I should know their names because I think they're associated with Assange for some reason. I think they're in the UK. Where
you're loud.
They I'm sorry.
That's okay. I fixed it.
I think that's your fault.
I fixed it.
That's you.
I fixed it.
So
need to shit down housing derivatives. That's absolutely right. Yeah, go ahead, squirrel. Thank you.
That were like breaking into like unused housing and like giving it to like homeless. Like they were like vigilante, like sort of thing, you know? I'm sure somebody knows what I'm talking about. I remember seeing stuff on Twitter with them like unlocking doors and stuff like that. You know, and saying that like housing was a right, you know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Valerie, welcome. How are you? Gamer, how are you? Just checking out the chat, and I'm listening to you. Matt Luttrell, going to be checking out on podcasts. Welcome, Matt. Good to hear that you're doing that. Hope you're getting back to work and finding something. Anything we can do to help and amplify, support Matt. He's got a GoFundMe or a support website. It's pinned to his Twitter. If you want, Matt, you can drop your Twitter in the chat, and people can go to your bio and check out the link. And he got fired and retaliated by Amazon for organizing in Kentucky. Good guy, and just wants to see his workplace safe and organized. So, and apparently he's got some new thing he's working on here. Labor DAO, founded by Larry Williams. That's interesting. That's again looking at DAOs are, as far as I know, having to do with crypto, but maybe not. Definitely interested in learning a little bit more about it. Yeah, need to shit down housing derivatives. That's right, E. Heller. No, shut down housing derivatives. Agreed. Yes, he's rolling. We're all rolling. Born Sinner, Cold World, Squatters' Rights. Absolutely. What's up, Sinner? This is great. So good to see everybody. Okay, so that's like the first story, believe it or not. Holy shit. That took a while. All right. So we've got some other stuff here. So next, what's going on? We've got Sharon Zhang at Truthout. So Sharon Zhang is an Indie Media Award honoree for one of the top writers. Truthout for being one of the top outlets, which is why you see 2 Indie Media Award logos down there. But she put out a report, or she's reporting on a report that was released. Thousands of federal officials have owned stock in companies they govern. And this is not just senators and congresspeople. What? Yes, that's correct. Thousands of federal officials in the executive branch over the last 2 presidential administrations have disclosed trading stocks in companies that their agencies oversee, representing thousands of potential conflicts of interest, a new investigation finds. So again, a new one. The Wall Street Journal analyzed over 31,000 financial disclosure forms dated between 2016 and 2021, which included information of over 315,000 trades in stocks, bonds, and funds by officials and their immediate families. These documents showed that over 2,600 senior officials across 50 federal agencies have disclosed owning stock in companies that have lobbied the agency that they work in. This represents more than 1 in 5 senior federal executive branch officials, the report found. Jeez. These trades represent many potential conflicts of interest and exploit conflicts of interest that agency officials seem to have simply swept aside and waived the rules for, the report says. Well, these stock holdings reveal that not only do officials have personal financial interest in companies they're responsible for regulating, but also that they may be trading stocks at seemingly opportune times. How surprising. Nearly 1 in 3 Environmental Protection Agency officials have reported owning investments in companies lobbying the agency, holding up to $2 million in shares in fossil fuel companies on average between 2016 and 2021. Donald Trump official Michael Molina, for example, a senior advisor to the deputy EPA administrator, had owned oil and gas stocks that could have benefited from Trump's policies favoring fossil fuel companies. Could have, maybe. In another potential conflict of interest, FDA official Malcolm Bertoni owned a number of stocks in food and drug companies that he said the agency gave him permission to own, despite these companies being on the agency's no-buy list. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And defense secretary officials collectively own between $1.2 and $3.4 million in defense contractors or defense companies on average in the studied years. This is fine. The timing of these trades is suspect, potentially suggesting insider trading. The report found that more than 60 officials had traded stocks in companies just before their agencies announced actions against them. One DoD official, Greg Zacharias, had bought stock in Lockheed Martin 5 times just before the Pentagon awarded it a new $1 billion contract. It's possible that many of these trades were legal, even if there are conflicts of interest. While officials aren't...
Crazy.
Yes. While officials aren't allowed to do work that could affect their personal finances, laws around trading are regularly unenforced, and the laws are often weak enough that officials can work around them. Many of these potentially conflicted trades clearly violate the spirit behind the law, which is to maintain the public's confidence in the integrity of the government, ethics lawyer told the Wall Street Journal. The report comes at a time when government officials' ability to trade stocks is already under scrutiny. Dems and Republicans have been, quote-unquote, pushing for a ban on Congress members' ability to trade stocks for months, and many of the officials whose stock trades were analyzed by the report may be banned from trading stocks under Democrats' latest bill, introduced by Dem leaders late last month. We know that's not going to happen. Ethics experts say high-level lawmakers and officials should indeed be banned from trading stocks, not only to prevent potential conflicts of interest, but also to restore public trust in government agencies and decision-making. But advocates for a stock ban say that the issue of banning executive and judiciary branch officials from trading stocks should be brought to a separate vote, rather than included in the same vote proposal for members of Congress, noting that Democratic leaders included a vast range of officials in their bill to include in order to garner opposition from Republicans and potentially doom its passage. Yeah, it's a poison pill. They intentionally lumped it and made it broad, so there's no way they get enough support to actually pass the thing. Thanks, Dems.
Yep.
The veneer of actually doing something. So that was a quickie. Not a terrible surprise. Rampant federal corruption happening across the board. Yay. Good to know.
I wanted to ask, there was a thing put out by Gray Zone, I think. I think it was Clarenberg, I wanted to say, about UK like leak.
Yes, there was a big leak in UK. They actually launched Gray Zone UK with that story. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Gray Zone. Congratulations on UK. We're Gray Zone, also Indie Media Award honoree. Kit Clarenberg, Indie Media Award honoree. So definitely check them all out. KitClarenberg.substack.com. Go to Gray Zone. It's grayzone.co.uk, I believe. Or if you go to grayzone.com, there's a link for the Gray Zone UK and check out his story on that for sure. More exposing corruption. And that was about the fact that they knew about blowing up the Crimea. They had plotted blowing up the Crimea bridge beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay. Beastmaster X, yo, welcome. Starting from the beginning. So you'll get to this and we're going to shout you out and say hi about an hour in. So thank you so much for joining the show. Kelly, I'm sure Congress will make all of this legal like they did an insider trading for themselves. Exactly. Okay. Again, Kroger-Albertsons merger. Exactly. Skyrocketing food prices. 100% Ed. E. Heller. All right. So next story. Julia Conley. Again, Julia. Good morning, Julia. Sorry.
Good morning, Julia.
That's an inside thing. Full throttle. Common Dreams.
Just gotta go full throttle.
All right. So this is one story that I've been particularly interested in. Okay. Again, a Common Dreams Indie Media Award honoree. I can't say that enough. I created these things, and not just me, but a bunch of us decided to create these things because these are the best outlets out there, and we want to shout them out and let people know that they are the best of the best. So shout out to Julia and Common Dreams. They go full throttle. A huge deal. Major rail union rejects the White House brokered contract proposal. All right. What? Yes. I don't think it's much of a surprise, but what? Thank God for these guys. Uh-oh. Hey, you covered up my logo. All right. So maintenance workers voted against the tentative agreement reached last month and said without a fair contract, a work stoppage could begin as early as November 19th. Unfortunately, that is after the election, and that is exactly what the Biden administration was hoping to achieve. But it's still good to hear. a union representing railroad maintenance and construction workers on Monday, announced that its members have rejected the tentative agreement reached last month between unions and rail carriers, putting pressure on the carriers to offer a better deal to workers in order to avoid a nationwide strike in the coming weeks. Woohoo! Let's do this. Right? The result of this vote indicates that there's a lot of work to do to establish goodwill and improve the morale that has been broken by the railroad executives and Wall Street hedge fund managers. Okay, reporting a turnout of almost 12,000 members. The BMWED, the Brotherhood of Maintenance of Way Employees Division, all right, BMWED, said that about a little bit more than half had voted against ratifying the agreement, and 5,100 had supported the deal, which was brokered last month with the help of the Biden administration's Presidential Emergency Board. 99 ballots were returned blank or were voided due to user errors. Right, so the tentative agreement last month would include one additional paid day off and permit workers to take unpaid days to receive medical care without being penalized by carriers' strict attendance policies. Two key concessions from the companies, as railroad workers' unions had expressed deep dissatisfaction with attendance rules and a lack of any paid sick time. I mean, it's brutal. These guys get 33 days off a year. A year.
I mean, they probably also expressed deep dish dissatisfaction, but you know.
Well,
I digress.
Come on, don't get me started on the pizza wars. Come on. Are we talking about tomato soup wars? Are we talking about tomato soup discredit?
Yeah, it's a bread bowl, bro.
Bread
bowls are delicious.
Bread bowls are delicious, but they're not pizza.
It's got sausage.
All right.
Cheese on the bottom.
The deal would also include a 24% pay raise between 2020 and 2024 and would freeze workers' monthly contributions for their healthcare plans. Also good, both healthcare plans. Got marble mouth tonight. After the tentative agreement was reached on September 15th, the railroad sector's unions agreed to not strike as workers across the industry voted on the deal. Well, now they have. Now, said the BMWED, the nation's third largest rail workers union and a division of the Teamsters, on Monday, a work stoppage could begin as early as November 19th, depending on the upcoming votes by other unions. Now, our friend and Labor Notes journalist Jonah Furman called the BMWED vote a huge deal, as a strike by the union's members would shut down the national rail freight system by itself. The last nationwide railway shutdown took place in 1992 when a single union voted against a contract agreement and went on strike. Monday's agreement could potentially sway the members of the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen, the BLET, right? Which is also a Teamsters affiliate. BLET. Yeah, that's the sound that Reef just made coughing. And the Sheet, Metal, Air, Rail, and Transportation Workers, also Transportation Division, the SMART TD. There are also two rail unions which have been negotiating a fair contract with carriers for several years and which will vote on the tentative deal in the coming weeks. This thing ain't over yet, tweeted Jack Gerard, and he's a rail worker. BMWED's rejection will probably embolden SMART and BLET members who were on the fence.
BMWED rejection will probably embolden SMART and BLET. That's a weird sentence.
That is a little weird, but thank goodness for our unionized workers. Support
not as
unions.
Much as who was it? Pickle Swizzle?
Right?
Who was it?
Pickle Swine.
I can't remember now.
Officer Picklestein.
Pickle Sinkle.
He's a hero, man. He's a hero. I don't want to make fun of him, but Tony Cardwell, who's president of the BMWED, said in the statement that the vote signifies that despite U.S. President Joe Biden's positive outlook following the tentative agreement, which earned the White House praise from the corporate media last month for helping the country avoid a strike and a major disruption to the economy, and also potentially to the 2022 midterms, rail workers continue to be discouraged and upset with working conditions and compensation and hold their employer in low regard. Again, they did not get a good deal. Joe Biden didn't get them a good deal. Joe Biden used this whole thing as a stunt. He put his arm around them and then said, we got him a good deal, even though they didn't think it was a good deal. but the rest of the country says so. So now when they go on strike, it's, well, we got them a good deal. What do you mean? What's your problem? Pieces of shit. Can't stand these bastards. Rail carriers, as Common Dreams reported last month, have seen their profits soar in recent years as workers have labored without a contract, earning stagnant wages. We all know that. Railroaders do not feel valued. The result of this vote indicates that there's a lot of work to do to establish goodwill and improve the morale that has been broken by the railroads, executives, and Wall Street hedge fund managers. We said that earlier. Membership voted in record numbers on this tentative agreement, exhibiting that they're paying close attention and are engaged in this process. Union members are concerned with the direction of their employees and the mismanagement and greed, their employers and mismanagement and greed in which they've consistently implemented, and are united in their resolve to improve their working conditions across the entire Class 1 rail network. Good. Because these are the people that make our stuff go. They can shut it down. But what's going to happen, well, our concern is that they'll use the cops to actually go to these people's houses and make them go to work. With the union rejecting the agreement, the BMW had entered a status quo period Monday, with negotiators returning to the bargaining table with freight carriers. That status quo period will extend to 5 days after Congress reconvenes, which is currently set for November 14th, which is why you've got the November 19th start date for the strike. Okay, that if an agreement is not reached by then, workers could resort to self-help or a strike on November 19th at the earliest. An internal poll taken by Smart TD after the tentative deal was reached showed that 78% of the members wanted the union to reject the agreement and ultimately let Congress decide the national rail contract.
Oh, of course.
No! Who do you think they work for? Who do you think they work for, guys? Not you. The vote announced Monday shows that BMW members are fed up with the carrier's abusive work practices and are ready to demand more. Yeah, except letting Congress decide what you're going to get is not demanding more. Withholding your labor is demanding more. Man, that's just, you know, solidarity with the rail workers. Again, all the people that are making the decisions about these people's lives are sleeping in comfy beds and having their weekends free and taking nice, comfortable vacations. And they are not experiencing what these rail workers are. And if they had to live 1 month the way these guys did, they would change the complete laws. That's what really drives me crazy. What's your thoughts on that, Mr. Coffee Cough? You're muted.
I was wondering what else drove you crazy. I know that drives you crazy.
Lots of things.
You know?
Lots of things make me crazy.
Like
well, federal corruption.
Not Kit Rock.
Federal corruption.
I'm sure.
Well, stop calling it butt rock. Why you got called butt rock? You got called butt rock.
Yeah, but that's like puddle of mud, stained. You know,
puddle of mud. We're talking stained.
Puddle of mud.
What is Andrew Roqueford's Twitter? That's a good question. He's got two of them. He's got the Roqueford Files, and he's got another one. I gotta look it up. I was messaging with him earlier. We'll follow the Roqueford Files. So we got one more story tonight, and again, it's about our water.
God.
Well, it's about right on time. It's a little after 11, so we're about an hour in.
Sure.
We got one more story to go, so let's do this.
That's more than 4.
Colin saying, honestly, they should strike sooner than that. I agree. But legally, I think that they would probably be able to be arrested for breaking whatever protocol. They've got to follow their own rules. I mean, it's so stupid, the whole thing. Who's telling Kit? You're telling Kit what? Oh, dude, Colin, you're selling us out? Bro, come on. Let's sell us out.
I told him I'd
Oh,
rather.
there you go. Nug Life
have
Comrade.
him
That's
tell
right.
Kit. You know, the car from Night Rider.
Yeah, that's about right. At Nug Life Comrade with 2 G's. Nice. Shout out to Andrew. Go follow him. He did a great job at the Assange protest out of Denver last week. Okay, so we got last story, or last set of stories. There's actually there's a two-parter also. It's a quick two-parter. Erin Brockovich. You probably can't even see that now that I'm looking at it. It looks a little small, but Erin Brockovich and Suzanne Boothby, the Brockovich report. So, Erin, why are we still adding fluoride to the water? So, that's a good question. I don't know. I didn't even realize that. I think we still were, but apparently we are.
Yeah.
So,
teeth, right?
There you go. Look up. Those are some shiny pearly whites. Woo! So, again, Suzanne writes this, and I think she ghostwrites it for Erin because Erin's got an amazing voice and she agrees with what she sees here. Let's face it, water fluoridation is nothing to smile about. She doesn't talk about fluoride as often as other water issues here because, frankly, there are bigger fish to fry when it comes to toxic substances polluting our water, and we're going to get to more of that in a minute. But a little story over the weekend caught my eye, and I thought now would be a good time to review my position on the matter. Did you catch the headline? No. Town employee quietly lowered fluoride water in the water for years. What? Yeah, the opening line of this AP story reads, residents of a small community in Vermont were blindsided last month by news that one official in their water department quietly lowered fluoride levels nearly 4 years ago, giving rise to worries about their children's dental health and transparent government, and highlighting the enduring misinformation around water fluoridation. First of all, I applaud this water operator. His name is Kendall Chamberlain, and he is Richmond, Vermont's water and wastewater superintendent. He told the Water and Sewer Commission in his town that he reduced the fluoride level because of his concerns about changes to its sourcing and the recommended levels. My duty is to take reasonable care and judgment for the protection of public health, safety, and the environment of my customers, he said, adding that to err on the side of caution is not a bad position to be in. Yes, that's how water operators should be looking at their job, as protectors of public health. Yes. Why would they not be? So she says again, let me be clear about my position on fluoride. For years, I've said that I don't believe a public drinking water system should be used to distribute any substance for the purpose of achieving a medical result. It's just wrong. How can we possibly control the dose for every American and get it right? I'm opposed to the continued policy and practice of drinking water fluoridation. I believe this harmful practice must be ended immediately. Public drinking water is a basic human right, and its systematic use as a dispensary of a substance for medical purposes is deplorable. Interesting word to use.
Yep.
If we really wanted to dose our water with vitamins, why not add vitamin C or D? To say that we're adding fluoride to the water as a public health intervention is just wild. You can watch me and Bob.
I know I'm supposed to be more mature than this.
Yes.
But that fucking name sounds like it would go great on like particular websites. You know?
Maybe. Bob
Like
Balcock, I guess.
I was gonna go Bocock, but
yep. Well, you could go with that one too.
That's like what Joe Rogan has. Joe Rogan has one of those.
Okay. That's her go-to partner in water investigation, so he's pretty powerful and important. Talking about this issue at a town hall meeting in Florida back in 2018. Bob is a water treatment professional, and he's been a licensed California grade 5 water treatment operator since 1985, so he clearly knows what he's talking about. In the video, Bob makes a great point. Why do we work so hard to clean the water just to add something to it? It doesn't make sense. I support drinking water utility professionals who question this practice and work to make their communities safe. We must continue to look at this practice and ask why, after years and years and years of dental advancements, are we still relying on an artificial form of fluoride to help fight tooth decay. Want to find out if your water has fluoride in it? The best way to find the fluoride level of your local public water system is to contact your water utility provider. The US EPA requires that all community water systems provide each customer with an annual report on water quality, including the fluoride content. If you live in one of the states that participate in CDC's My Water Fluoride program, you can find information on the fluoridation fluoridation status of your water system online at My Water's Fluoride. What do you think?
Fluoridation just sounds like what if you wanted to turn everyone into like Florida Man, you'd have to do that to the water. You know,
they literally sound Florida fluoridation.
Yep, right, and making it Florida. That's what it's doing,
right? And the other half of this story, unfortunately, is kind of draconian and scary. And I think we've talked about PFAS and forever chemicals. I know that when a big report came out, Erin herself had done an article about it, but it came out again that more than 57,000 U.S. sites are contaminated by these PFAS or toxic forever chemicals. Again, so what's going on with our water? It's being poisoned. Finding comes after a separate analysis showed that companies are exploiting a Trump-era loophole to avoid reporting PFAS pollution. So they're still not even reporting on it. And of course, there's our wonderful drinking fountain. The authors of a new study showing that tens of thousands of sites across the United States are believed to be contaminated by per and poly fluorocanyl substances, often called forever chemicals, right? Warned that their findings are likely vastly underestimate the prevalence of the chemicals. Why? Because they're used in so many products.
Not to mention microplastics, which are now going through the blood-brain barrier and all that fun stuff.
Right. Scientists at Northeastern University.
In women's breast milk, right?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of crap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Microplastics. Yep.
Yep.
Scientists at Northeastern University led the study, which was published Wednesday in Environmental Science and Technology Letters, and identified over 57,000 sites where PFAS contamination is presumed. While it sounds scary that there are over 57,000 presumptive contamination sites, this is almost certainly a large underestimation. Oh, shit. Forever chemicals, of course, so named because they do not break down and instead remain in the environment and people's bodies for decades, are especially likely to pollute areas where firefighting foam is discharged, such as military bases and airports. The researchers used Northeastern's contamination site tracker, developed by the university's PFAS project lab, to validate more than 500 sites where the PFAS contamination was presumed to be. They also developed a presumptive contamination model to determine other sites where forever chemical pollution was very highly likely. That makes sense, right? More than a quarter of the sites not included by the Project Lab's tracker were places that are not typically associated with PFAS, including restaurants, car washes, textile cleaners. In addition to substances used at industrial sites, PFAS are often found in household items. Great. Out of the 503 known contamination sites, reads the study, 176, again, 35% were observed in the map, and another 37% were expected by the presumptive model, but were not mapped due to data limitations, which again brings the total validation accuracy 72%, which is really scary. Okay, the researchers' model identified almost 50,000 industrial facilities. Almost 10% of those are wastewater treatment plants. That's bad. 3,500 current or former military sites, and over 500 major airports as places where contamination is likely. PFAS exposure has been linked to several cancers, thyroid disease, and other health problems, of course. Again, it's a large estimation. The scope of PFAS contamination is immense, and communities impacted by this contamination deserve swift regulatory action that stops ongoing and future uses of PFAS while cleaning up already existing contamination. That would be good. The study follows recent reports, again, showing that the EPA is likely underestimating the amount of PFAS contamination in U.S. drinking water, that so-called non-toxic products for children contain the substances, and that shelves at dollar stores are packed with items containing forever chemicals. As these chemicals are found to be harmful at lower and lower levels, it's critically important to identify sources of potential contamination and take steps to protect downstream communities who may be unwittingly exposed. And that's a PhD at the Environmental Working Group. And so this woman, the group's vice president of media relations, noted that there are few federal limits on industrial discharges of these forever chemicals. Because why would there be, right?
Yeah.
In September, EWG released an analysis showing that at least 5 facilities owned by major U.S. companies, including 3M and Dow Chemical, are exploiting a regulatory loophole to avoid reporting the amount of forever chemical pollution their operations are causing. Thanks. Companies have been required since 2020 to report to the EPA the annual release of more than 100 pounds of PFAS, but former Republican President, of course, Donald Trump's administration put in place a loophole allowing them to not report if PFAS amounts are negligible, defined as less than 1% of total mixture. And who's even regulating that shit?
If you ask people to find 100 pounds of weed for the U.S. government, that's certainly possible. You know?
Yeah. The exemption makes it possible for manufacturers to avoid this reporting, often by diluting their waste mixtures so the concentration of any single forever chemical remains below 1%. So now they're just putting a deadly toxic mixture of toxic chemicals together. As long as they're all below 1% each, we're good. Facilities can therefore avoid reporting, even if they release one or a combination of PFAS in quantities significantly above the 100-pound threshold, so long as each forever chemical makes up less than 1% of the total mixture. The loophole could be contributing to the government's underestimation of the amount of PFAS contamination in the environment. Could be. Yeah, thanks. Maybe. A lady. Federal regulations limiting discharges into the air and water are urgently needed to turn off the tap at the source. Okay. The EPA should move swiftly to set regulations for the industries most likely to be dumping forever chemicals into the environment. State regulators should also act quickly to incorporate limits on the amount of forever chemicals that can be released into existing permits. Yes. I can't believe we even have to say this. Man. Okay. So that was a little frustrating. We had some good activism stories, and we only had one labor story, which was at Reese request this week, because we've been basically all labor all the time.
God, I love them. Yeah, but it definitely has been.
So,
you know.
Yeah. We're good. See,
Yep.
hour 20. That was good on the stories.
Yep.
Reefer is a 12-year-old boy. Oh, come on, man. That ain't cool, Colin. That ain't right.
I was laughing at the Mr. Bocock.
Well, okay. Maybe he is a 12-year-old boy then.
Yeah, a mannish boy, but yes.
Yes, Crab, I don't want Florida in my water either, for sure. 100%. That's great.
Oh. that's like Florida man's stuff, like origin story.
Keep Florida out of our water.
Radioactive fluoride in the water.
Okay.
We got Florida man.
Warren, somehow I don't think that this is true, but I'm going to have to verify. Kit is short for Gertrude? Makes sense. I thought that was Gert.
I said Kithaniel. That's what it's short for.
Kitty. oh, well,
yep.
Yes.
Kithany. No, it's Kithany.
No, Kit is short for
Kithany.
Kitty! That's what Kit's short for.
You know what that story does remind me of?
Oh boy.
You watch King of the Hill, right? You watch King of the Hill.
Naples? What?
Who's the
Florida, Naples. Yes? Huh?
Yep. No, not place.
Right. Yes, King of the Hill. The Hill family, yes. Hank. Bobby?
Yeah, who's
Bobby?
the conspiracy, what is it? The not
Giggity?
Not Boomhauer, but the other one.
Giggity.
No, that's Family Guy.
Oh. Am I the wrong?
Quagmire off Family Guy.
Oh,
Yeah, King of the Hill.
Oh, okay.
Go back.
Dale Gribble? Dale Gribble. The Gribble Report.
Dale Gribble. Yeah.
By the way,
putting fluoride in the water.
By the way, there is a hilarious Twitter follow at the Gribble Report. That literally has Dale Gribble.
Is pretty good.
Dale Gribble as its pick.
Dale Gribble.
Oh no, Joe. Joe, we're not freeing the nipple tonight. Nace Garden is already in bed. Not freeing the nipple.
Yeah.
What? Calm. Yeah, conspiracy guy. Dale Gribble. There we go. Oh.
What?
Yeah, we don't talk nipples here. Wrong channel. Well, we may talk nipples now because it's time to get the boats.
And I watch mindless shit. Boats that smash into other boats.
All right. It's reef o'clock. Reef o'clock.
I'm stealing Oz's song.
Yes, it's no longer Oz o'clock. It's reef o'clock.
Boats, you say, huh? You say boats?
Do we smash into other boats?
We do. We do, in fact. This is
nice.
You know where this is? You should be able to tell where this is.
Is this the Hudson? I'm guessing it's the Hudson River.
That's like, that's a banana hammock, I think. Isn't that what those are called?
Is it
a banana boat?
Hey.
Oh! What the fuck? Okay. I don't know. I don't recognize the language there.
No, I don't. But like. Everyone was okay. I did.
Well, that's good. And he's okay. I like it.
The banana boat's not.
Well, that's too bad for Banana Boat. Sorry.
Yeah. So, good news.
Oh God.
Good news.
Really? A new spermicidal lubricant, just what we needed, because we didn't have enough of those.
Personal lubricant made from cow mucus, protects against HIV.
Oh.
I don't even want to scroll down to learn. I just want that to be the thing. Yeah. Also, did you hear this?
I actually did. I heard this on the news. 1 billion crabs they lost. Yes. Thank you, Big Bad Crab.
Mm-hmm.
You better, dude, your value just went up big time. You better be demanding a raise.
Did you hear what the explanation was?
Yes.
It was like,
go ahead.
They went to Russia, right?
Mm-hmm. And killed themselves.
Yeah, they went to Russia. They're like, we're going to Russia. They just went to Russian waters. They're like, no, we don't want to be here. But anyway, me thinking about smoking weed while smoking weed. It's Ron Weasley.
Ron, that is Ron
Shout out
Weasley.
to Peter Coltrane.
Robbie Coltrane.
Isn't that his name? Robbie Coltrane. Too many Coltranes, man. But so do you recognize this? This was in 1977 in the publication then known as High Times.
Oh no!
Right?
Those are not very pretty looking. I'll tell you right now.
No, these are like
where are the crystals?
Stick.
Where are the crystals?
Those don't exist yet. This is 1977.
Hawaiian tie. Where's chocolate tie? That chocolate tie was good. I think it's top right. That's the chocolate. Acapulco Gold is some badass weed.
Yeah, it's over here.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Cheech and Chong made that famous.
But
it looks like brickweed.
We're trimming then. It's like they just bushes and weed. They just weren't trimming shit back in the 70s, were they?
Well,
but anyway,
lots of things went untrimmed. Yes.
Look at this cool skateboarder. Did a cool trick.
All right.
Gives that guy some stuff. Wait, what stuff did he give him?
What was the stuff? He just give him weed? Yeah, he did. Thank you, sir. Oh, he's got a weed cup. Well, he's got a weed cup.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you, sir.
That's right. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Do you want no name weed?
Sure. Like, as long as it's for getting high, sure.
For getting high. For obtenue. What is no name from again? I want to say Costco, but I don't think it is.
No.
I forget where.
I don't know. I don't know that brand.
So, I just witnessed a child have a meltdown in the pumpkin patch because he wanted to go to the pumpkin patch that he was standing in. Lamau, y'all parent every day. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Just that statement. Y'all do it every day.
Yeah. Kids have meltdowns over stupid fucking shit every day. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you mean children? All right, so tell me what you think happened.
Oh, somebody getting slapped in that face. Slap. Nuts? Or other kids getting it?
No. Okay, I help.
Oh. Yeah. Twin sister gets it.
Got slapped in the faces.
That's like my girls.
Yep.
Only they don't do it by accident. They aim.
That's funny. This is about the level of patience I have with things. No, I wanna.
Dude, that's been my level of patience all week.
I know, right? Just, no, I wanna.
Acme weed comes with an anvil. Nice. That's great, guys.
Nice. Okay, can you explain to me what Packer fans are up to? Like
strengthening his teeth on the concrete? No.
I think he's like
he's licking. He's practicing.
Yeah,
he's practicing for cunnilingus later in life.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought it was like getting his immune therapy.
You know what it is?
Up.
It's there's cheese on the wall, and they are in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, dude, this was great.
Rage quit. Yes, right.
Oh, and action. Is shoving a table into brother.
Oh, ow, that hurts. Nice. Fatality. Had to just go Super Saiyan a little bit. This one's ridiculous. Oh. Okay, that's not sanitary. Oh! Oh shit! Oh shit! No, that mom was not happy. Damn!
Did you hear the sound?
Oh, I heard the slap.
Did you hear the sound?
I heard the slap.
No, but did you hear her?
The gasp? The outward? Yes. The vocal gasp.
Oh,
yes.
God, yeah.
Because I made one myself. Holy shit!
I fucking smack that baby.
Damn. Maybe next time you'll take the binky.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was. You wouldn't have a binky.
Shit. Okay. Is that a butt? No. What did I miss? Oh, there's a child in there.
Yeah, they're playing hide and seek, so like.
Oh, the eyes. Oh, I missed the eyes the first time. That looks like my house. That kind of messy.
Yep.
Like literally under my TV looks just like that.
That's about right.
Yeah. Oh God. That's healthy. I remember when I could do that. Talk about literal toe cheese. Do they live in Wisconsin?
Probably.
Oh God.
And nums. Nom.
That's disgusting. I'm so grossed out right now. I'm so grossed out. I'm out. That's it. I'm done.
Are you? You're out.
Yeah.
You're done.
All right. Take it. Jeez. What an evil little shit.
I know.
I know. It's just a kid. They don't know any better. They didn't know what they were doing, but kids are assholes.
Oh, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. The laugh of a future serial killer. That's right, Kelly.
You sure?
Although women are usually not serial killers. Uh-oh.
You sure?
Oh, he's gonna flatten her out.
You ready? Yes. All right, here we go.
I love how they pause it midair.
I've done that.
I love how they stop it midair so you don't get to hear the thud. That's very nice. Thank you.
With sidekicks, like I got the chubby surprise on sidekicks. I move a lot of stuff. And like you get a guy who's like, all right, I'll hold the pad. And I'm like, okay. You know, like he's like, all right, go. It was like, are you sure? Like, I love that. What? He's like,
You sure? Yes. You ready?
he doesn't even like, he definitely pulls this.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and he definitely lifts her up in the air with that kick too.
Yeah,
like intentionally,
just like digging in. Yeah. He swept the leg. That's what
he was definitely trying to sweep the leg.
She just was not ready for that level of like. She needed to be far more braced for that.
Colin agrees that eating the cheese out of the toe is disgusting. Oh, the Y. I wonder if this is at my Y.
Oh, okay.
I just helped the recycling guy load a bunch of boxes into his garbage truck. And he's the one that told me.
Oh.
Who put this on my butt? Me. So was it there when we went to Target and Walmart? Yeah. Who taught you how to do that?
Daddy.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Nice.
YouTube. Who did this? Me.
God.
Me, I did.
After this weekend, I need a lot of this. Can I see children being slightly injured? Oh, look. Is that Kyle Kalinske on the wall?
I'm sure.
It looks like it.
So, Modern Warfare 3 be like?
That face.
The music is what fucking kills me on that. Like,
that's great. Oh shit, that's funny.
This one's also pretty good.
More of that.
You have 3 babies. 1, 2, 3.
Those are boobs.
No.
You're having
Nice.
3 babies. 1, 2.
No, those are boobs. Right.
So this is why we don't mess with big man crabs. We don't do it. Oh.
Oh. You're blocking.
I had to do that.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Not taking any of your shit.
Here, I'll back it up for the peeps.
No, okay. I think we got it, but okay.
It's just the little crab boy on the rock. And I gets it.
I'm hungry.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. Ow. Ow. Ow, you son of a bitch. Ow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey. Hey now. Get this shit off my face. Get off my face. Uh-oh. Hey now.
Like, he's still
Fuck outta here.
fucking out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Look, it won't do that shit again.
Get back over here. I'll blow you with my talons, you bastard. I got sharp claws too.
It just fucking face huggered him.
Oh.
He was the Alien movie.
Let me tell you, a hermit crab did that to my daughter's palm, and it squeezed.
Nice.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, she was not happy.
Oh, this was a happy
big
boy,
man
though.
crab,
We'll
David and Goliath.
David and Goliath. Oh, it was a David and Goliath story.
Nice.
It was definitely
David and
happy
Goliath.
puppers. Look at the haps. Oh, I get my wheels. Oh my God, my wheels. I love my wheels. Give me wheels. Oh, wheel boy. We gotta get the boy.
Get that tushy in there.
Oh, we'll get the leggies. Oh,
Oh.
got them.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh my God, I love my wheels.
Oh, she's good.
Yeah. Wheelie boy.
Aww.
Yeah, I got wheels. Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Let's go.
Woo-hoo! I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Oh, that's so
God.
sweet. That's very sweet.
I don't know why these. I found a couple of these.
This dog is named Benny and was
spooky.
hit by a car when he was a puppy, causing
It's
him to
Boothby.
lose both of his back legs. His owner decided to add skis to the back of his assistive cart, and now he couldn't be happier
Look at me
being able to run
go.
around in the snow.
I'm ski boy. I got the skis. Like, and the little
Crab said
boots.
this makes him depressed. No, he's healing.
Yeah.
That's not depressing. He's gonna get those. He's gonna get them legs back.
Pretty much. And action. Oh, a scary boy. Oh, what? It's pretty much this. It's just dragon face. Like,
No.
oh, are you in this wind? Oh, I'm okay. Like, it's so weird. Why was he like that? Like, that's such a weird face. Sorry. This one's funny. Monkey see, I guess. You know? Oh.
Oh, hello. I know her.
Like,
I know her. Hey. Nice. I definitely know her. She was in my house the other night. Yeah, she's
nice. Proud of you.
She's my kid's friend's mom.
Dope.
It was ladies' night. It was ladies' night. My wife had ladies over.
The ladies' night. High five. High five.
Huh?
I don't know high five. I know touch. I don't know high five. Maybe if I do this high five. This high fives.
I can rest my face right there. I can rest my face there.
I try it. It seems like what you want.
Okay, that doesn't look healthy. What? Oh! Fuck you, Snake.
Knocked his ass out.
Glass.
Like, I think he straight up knocked his ass out cold. I think he knocked himself out.
Well, either way, momentum would have carried him downward because he wasn't sitting on that shelf. But yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, but they could hold themselves up. Like,
damn.
You know?
Damn. Oh, hello. Damn, that's awfully close.
Get over here. What you doing? Easy, fella.
Not taking any of your shit. Oh. He's laughing.
Fucking Gator try to like.
Dude, he's
Gator
laughing.
was trying to like fucking. Yeah, but like she was like, "All right, calm down."
Easy, fella.
And he was like, "All right." Nah, I'll murder you anyway. Like,
was there somebody behind her with a shotgun or something? That's what
I
they
don't
didn't show.
know.
What's going on behind her?
It sounds like it. This is some Florida shit. I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm. Communicating with Crocs. Big ass Crocs, too.
Kitty! Look, I jump. I can do it.
That ain't no kitty.
I can do it. I got it.
That ain't a kitty. Oh, God.
Like, I love the whole, like, oh, I can get up. What's you doing down there?
That's a big ass fat rat.
Okay. I try. I go. I jump. Like,
okay.
Why?
There was an attempt, right? Is that r/there was an... Yep, how did I know? There was an attempt.
There was an attempt. This is also an attempt.
Oh, boy.
No, it's what could go wrong. This is what she says right at the beginning.
Mr. Speaker, I'm genuinely unclear about what Labour's...
Yep. Yeah, you are. There we have it.
Mr. Speaker, I'm genuinely unclear about what...
Yep. Uh-huh. Welcome to UK's next Prime Minister, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Liz Truss. Fuck you, Liz Truss. What?
This is the duet boomer. I think so. Oz, if you need talent to come on the show, right, for Beauty and the Boomer, this is your guy.
Cascable chili?
Oh, Murgar.
A red chili with some SSB smoked reaper sauce?
What, why would we do that? Do you not
do that?
Do you not have any taste buds left in your mouth?
Oh.
Do you want to have an asshole that's on fire for the next week?
A green chili
I got some of them in my garden.
with some SSB Carolina reaper sauce?
It's a good pairing.
He's already crying before he even says it. Oh my God.
Oh.
No, you gotta eat the top of those chilies. Oh.
A bird eye
A what?
with some smoked
Bird's eye.
reaper sauce?
Oh my God. Why? On God's green earth. Yeah, why is there WD-40? That's right, because you might as well eat engine degreaser with the shit.
you gotta lube up the.
Is that how you're gonna wash it down? Oh my God, what is that? Shit the bed? Infused something? Vodka? Oh my God. Oh, all the seeds. Dude, how does he not pass out?
Oh. And some chili infused vodka.
With Carolina Reaper sauce in it?
Oh.
My chest is burning. Oh no. What is wrong with okay, bro? Bro? Why? I just got one question. Why would you
I feel like it.
Why
I feel
would
like
you?
that question answers itself.
Why would you, ever
clear.
want to do this to yourself? Yes,
for the Graham, bro.
Shit the bed is absolutely correct, Warren. That is exactly what he ended up doing. Shitting the bed for a week. Oh my lord. He's trying to cure cancer. That I can accept.
He's trying to cure cancer. That would do it.
R.I.P. Dude's anus. Yes. R.I.P. Dude's anus. Thank you, Warren.
What is he? What is that? Number 15?
That's Carmelo.
Syracuse.
Oh. That's Carmelo Anthony.
He's good.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And he's okay. Okay. Hold my beer. This is not going to go well for him.
This. Oh God.
The belly flopping championships.
Just like flat.
That's the belly flop championships.
That fucking hurt.
That's the triple Indy.
The triple Indy.
Willie Bragg.
The ending of the triple Indy.
Shout out Willie Bragg.
Watch this shit. You ready? We're gonna get fucking Big Herb in here. You know?
Yeah.
Just make sure no below the belt. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's get it on. And just a little outside trip. Fucking already with the choke. Already. You see his fucking fucking
that hurt his ribs. They're going down hard on the ground like that.
Head and arm throw on that with the trip. Like she whipped him to fucking little head and arm throw.
Oh yeah.
That hurts so much. Like
yeah, she got a little training
there for sure.
She got a little training. Lady, wait,
you're a car guy.
Ladies, get training.
Like please. But anyway, you're a car guy.
Sure.
This you might find interesting.
This is out right here. There's a bag on it. This one's out also in Beaver, Utah.
In this one?
Yes.
And this guy is LB.
He's the owner of the property.
You own it all. So is Tesla telling you to put the bags on here?
No, but they're not. They haven't paid me rent since November of last year.
Holy moly!
They were supposed to be paying me rent for each charging station. They have paid me nothing.
So you're gonna...
They will not answer my email. They won't answer my phone calls. They will do nothing. So therefore, nobody's charging on them until they start paying me what they owe me.
So I'm charging on that one over there. You gonna bag those ones up soon too?
I will eventually.
Okay. All right. Well, Tesla summer road trips. Sounds like Beaver, Utah could use some rent being paid, because coming from Salt Lake City, going to St. George, Utah, we're coming the other way. This is one of the only supercharging stations. It's already limited to 6 or 7 of them, and now they're getting brown bagged.
Rich people problems. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I don't feel bad for your ass.
I love the fucking... I don't feel bad at all either, but it's like... I think he did the video of like showing fucking like, hey, you fucking rich asshole.
Yeah,
get your shit together. Pay the fucking rent.
Elon, pay your fucking bill. Yeah, but it's not Elon,
like,
of
for
course.
For real.
But yes, Elon, pay your bills. The fuck?
Yeah.
Like that guy.
What are you doing?
That guy's got to worry about paying for your electricity? What are you kidding?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Somehow I think this is not going to go well for his bumper.
No, this was just very satisfying to watch.
No. Nice. Are those bricks of weed or are those bricks of blow?
I don't know.
They're bricks of something. Dude. Hey. Damn.
Like, can someone do the count on that? How many kilos was that? You have to like count them as they go out.
Holy shnikes.
Oh, that was a lot.
Yeah, Yipper seems to think that it's blow.
Yeah. And action. One small table used for tea party.
Uh-oh. What? Oh.
Oh,
who could possibly have seen that coming?
Who could possibly have seen that? Look, it's hindsight man.
Truck turds. Yeah, I don't think those were truck turds. I think they wanted what was in that truck. Just a feeling. Yeah. Uh-oh. Is that thing going to get dropped all the way down?
Case. Let's go ahead and do it whenever you're ready. Oh, yes. We literally got it through every floor. Yes. Okay, guys, let's go to the bottom and check it out.
This is the footage.
Whoa, that's so damn trippy.
You're finally awake.
You were trying to cross
Put him in Minecraft, those World of Warcraft, but yeah.
Skyrim.
Nice.
Skyrim, Dad. Dad, it's Skyrim.
Okay. Rectal exam. That's right, Yipper. That dude on the... He what? He gave you what?
Why is there no sound? Hello?
You know it.
Like,
oh no.
So,
oh, she sprayed herself. Oh my god, it burns. Oh my god. You know it's true love
when you're walking home from one night stand and he gave you pepper spray to protect yourself.
So she sprays it.
And my eye.
She sprayed herself.
It burns.
She has to be protected from herself. That's right.
Yep. Yep. Which one?
Rally driver.
Oh,
Rally driver's disposable helmet.
This feels like us having to look through the gaslight. We're just like, no, 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 no.
I can't see.
Watch that for
I can't see. I can't see. I can't see. I can't see.
I can't see.
I need to see. Dude, you're a dirt track driver. What do you expect?
You know, well, his like windshield is fucked or something, you know?
Well, no, there is no windshield. It's a sprint car. A rally car. Oh, maybe it's a rally car, but yeah, it looks like he blew out his window. But if it's really a rally car, he's got a navigator with him. Anyway.
Did you see this? Like, so Manhattan's congressional candidate Mike Itkis has shared his own sex tape to highlight his sex-positive platform. Itkis says that simply talking about legalizing sex work wouldn't be enough to show voters that he's committed to the issue.
Well, engaging in it.
Good for him.
European.
Good for him. I mean,
well, sex work is work.
Yep.
This goalie mic'd up.
Hilarious. Yep. I love when they mic up goalies.
Breakaway of the season. This is Flavortown, baby. Oh, baby, I love you way. Oh my God! I wanna be with you night and day. That car, darling. Mine, mine, mine.
Mine. Mine. Mine.
Manuel. Hey! I think I'll use my credit card. Taylor got a puck. What the truck? I don't cuss here. I can't see nothing. Oh, I made the save. You're lucky, eh? That would have been on you. That would have been all on you. Up the yeah!
I know Yeti plays goalie. And I can just imagine.
Big save.
Nice.
Big save.
Big save.
I love the mine.
Mine. Somebody seen Finding Nemo? Mine.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh, that's going right into the camera. Oh no. Doink.
Ow.
And it's a scratch.
And he scratched. That's ball in hand.
Dude, he loses.
Like
he loses on the 8-ball.
Not necessarily. Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, if it is the 8-ball. He scratched on the 8-ball. What were you doing? What were these people doing is what I want to know. Look at this shit, dude. Like, they're fucking towed up.
People all over the world. Join hands. Start a love train. Love train.
Is that the love train?
That's the love train.
The best bit was fucking this like second car.
I think those are all like salvage. No?
Like, look at the back tire.
Well, no, I think that they're all like
no
salvage.
Tires.
Yeah, they're all like salvage cars that like they're just bringing them. But that one's in good shape. The Infinity.
Yeah.
That one's fucked up.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's a terrorist van.
But I'm surprised that one was fucking rolling. It had like no tires.
No, it's being dragged. It's not really rolling.
Do you know what pug
Not
sounds
the
like?
love train, Lisa. That's right. The Fred Sanford parade. Oh, that was savage.
It's enough to get me to the
boiling point.
Yeah.
You want to hear it again? It's what pugs sound like. This is what pugs sound like.
Oh God, that was savage.
It's enough to get me to the
boiling point.
Looks like he's gonna stroke out, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we found the guy who found that cocaine from the truck earlier.
Woo!
I don't know what this guy on, but he's definitely a truck. This is Rugby.
Oh, nice. He's got.
Bow!
Is he wearing a yarmulke?
Bow! Bow!
Oi! Oi! Aussie! 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 Oi! 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 Don't fuck with me! Oi! Oi! Oi!
Wow! Just big hit.
Dude, just throwing himself. Just good luck. Look at him. Look at him.
They could not defend him at all.
That's the super Jew.
He gets through the hole and then just fucking
damn.
Like.
Okay. Yeah. Damn.
Dude. And they're not wearing like pads at all either.
No.
They're
not really. That helmet is not really padded.
No. Did you see this?
What?
This
is that that's Jonah
Katy
Hill.
Perry.
Wow, that's old because
And
look at
Katy
Jonah
Perry.
Hill. Okay, I see Katy Perry. She got slimed.
Like, they fucking murdered her. Like, what was that? Like, just fucking
Jesus. Yeah.
like
That was a
what?
bit much. Somehow that went a little hard.
Like the PSI on that was a little much. You know, like fucking. Oh,
What
God.
could go wrong?
This is fucking. Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville.
Welcome to Jackass. Oh, that's gonna hurt in the morning. Oh, that's a spine compression.
Listen to the fucking hold on. This bit.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that pain.
My coccyx. This one's just fucking funny. Like, like, fucking yoinks. He's like, the fuck.
At least he got it off before the thing started pulling him. Jesus.
I know, right?
That thing could have been yanking his head right off his helmet right off his head.
Yep.
Oh boy,
Yep.
Excellent service. We'll definitely order.
Here's your soup.
Here's your soup.
Feel better.
At least he did tell you to feel better.
Yeah.
That's great. That's like me.
Here's your soup. Feel better.
Oh, that's a no. I know I did.
Leg.
I know I did.
He lifts the leg. That's fucking dumb. Oh god. Oh fuck.
Slow down back there, player. You about to... 3 weeks, slow down back there, player. You about to hit me. Look here. Think my girl name. That was some name. Look at her, y'all. She whipping that thing. Hold up now. Slow down, name. Oh, Lord. Hey, somebody gone now. We need an ambulance.
Somebody gone down. We need an
Somebody gone down. We need an ambulance. Is that Boom Hour? That sounded like Boom Hour.
No.
Actually, that sounded like Boudreaux. I know.
Boudreaux?
I know Warren would be like, oh, the Boudreaux.
This is in
no, with them gators. With them gators.
Get ready. Okay. It's okay. What the hell?
Dude, don't shoot him.
This is in St. Louis.
Yeah, definitely
right?
Don't shoot
and
him.
They keep saying she's on the water. So like she's been drinking the water, the city water.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey, she's trying to take out. She finna take out shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit. Oh shit, she took out.
Bye-bye.
Oh shit. Oh damn.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, and then she got out. And then it bang.
Damn. Right with your stupid ass.
Oh, don't shoot her. Come on, guys. Don't shoot her.
Fucking, like, the fucking car's fucked up, though. Like, that fucking cop car got owned. Oh, here's another car video. We like these.
Oh. Ow.
Like.
Okay, that
now
wasn't.
Explain to me what vehicle that is.
Well, first of all, they chopped the whole top off of it. It looks like it's an old Volvo.
Know.
It looks like a really old
like
Volvo.
A Volkswagen.
A Volvo. Yeah. They're boxy, but they're good.
God damn. Fucking.
Damn. Ow. That's the sheriff's car from Smokey and the Bandit. Nice, Warren. Warren with the 70s references.
Well, you know how we like to end things here.
Woohoo! Good. I want a bong hit.
Yeah. We end on bangs, ladies and gentlemen. Count it down.
3, 2, 1. Okay. I'd like a little pain with my Halloween. I'd like a little pain with my Halloween candy.
Well, what it does is it like all the tough kids are like, "Oh, that was fun," and just start fucking grabbing candy, and the ones that got hit,
candy are bombs
like,
now. That's right. Love it.
I got some more.
We got Halloween coming up, everyone.
Man.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Yes, we do.
Bang. Ooh. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
smack.
Fucking don't fuck with those. Don't fuck with them.
Oh, smack.
All right.
Okay. Oh, no.
Last one.
Testing old reliable. Oh, somehow it's not going to be old reliable.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, is he lucky that it didn't frickin' blow his face off? Holy shit.
Ooh.
Check your equipment before firing it, folks.
Yep, that would be good. Other 50 calibers are available.
Damn.
Do you know what that's from? Do you get that reference?
No.
I'm sure the UK kids get that. That's so in the UK, if you like say a product, right, on television, right, they have to like by law, if you're not sponsored, state things like other brand, marshmallow fluff is available, so I just anyway, it's a classic joke from them.
Damn it. But I just realized, and nobody said something to me all night long. Bert,
what?
Our ticker using
says something weird.
The wrong ticker. No, it was from the awards last week, from the award show. But now we've got the right ticker going. Thanking our volunteers again, Fred Edward and everybody. Thank you to our patrons, our loyal patron supporters, most of whom are actually here tonight. Patreon.com/INDLeftNews. We got a killer week. By the way, if you did not see Tara Reid's stream with Wyatt Reed and Vanessa Beeley, definitely see that. I'm going to be putting clips out, as well as the night of the Assange stream. She did an interview with Maria Butina that most people did not see because of all the other hubbub that was going on, but that was awesome. That was also really good, and you should totally check that out. Tuesday night, we're going to be doing another American Tradition with Jesse. I'm not sure what the heck is sitting next to you, Reef. It looks like that water thing looks like a person. It looks like to the other side of you. No, the plastic with the water behind you. What is that behind you on the ground with an 8 or what is that? That
Aquafina?
Yes, it looked like a person. It looked like it's a face. Bro, that the thing it was laid out looked like a face. Okay. Anyway, wow, I was totally distracted. Squirrel. So, Tuesday night American Tradition, Wednesday night INN News, Thursday Not Sure, Friday we've got, of course, Reefer After Dark and Secret Show. Shh, it's secret. Maybe one of these days it'll be on INN, but it's over on Extra Booyah right now. What?
This upcoming Monday we're going to have what was it, Jose Vega and
yes, tomorrow night.
The
Jose
was with him.
The dudes,
out AOC.
Yeah, the dudes that yelled at AOC will be there the first hour, and then Diane Sare or whatever. She's running for Senate in New York. She's a LaRouche, and she was at that conference that was in the city this weekend, and so she'll be on the second hour. So that starts 9:00 Eastern tomorrow night, or starting an hour earlier than she normally does. It'll go about 2 hours. The first hour will be one interview. The second hour will be another. And we'll be back here next
at
9 Eastern. 9 Eastern. Yeah, I'll be making the streams after this. 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So we'll be back here next week already. I mean, I can't believe it's already going to be a week next Sunday night. And look for the clips. We got the clips from last week out this weekend, so those are all out, and then we'll be getting these up during this week. And I think that's about it. Of course, follow indienews.network. Go to independentleft.media or indieleft.media, INDIE left.media, and that will get you all the Linktree links. At the INN Linktree, you can also find the INN members and find all their links. We've got all of Reef's links are in the description, all the links to find us on every platform, or to subscribe, support, wherever you can. Please tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody, because nobody else is telling anybody, I'll tell you right now. Certainly Google's not helping us. But rockfin.com/INDLeftNews. We are monetized on there, and we are growing very quickly. We're at almost 2,500 subscriber followers on Rockfin. Love that guy. Love those guys. And it's ad-free. Again, if you're not YouTube Premium and you hate the ads on YouTube, go to rockfin.com/INDLeftNews. Sign up. You can watch all our stuff ad-free. And for tonight, I'm going to say thank you, everyone, and keep questioning everybody's motivations.
Keep listening to what little birds have to tell you, everyone. Good night, fam.
I think I liked it better being blind when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry.
My favorite songs don't hit the same way. I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking, what did they actually say?